Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Everybody knows my name, shit. I'ma have this whole fucking game list, spitting with the same wit, and I'm gonna be famous. Ain't nobody able to delay this. Coming up, I had a vision to make it. Never wanted to be nothing, always wanted to play shit. Sit in class, always wondering why I love this lame shit.
Squad, and they have here serving Ufimitseva. Chance once again here to increase their lead. They go to a quick play, it works.
Quick plays are working well now for Kazakhstan. 3 consecutive points already from the middle.
9-6 is our tally early on here. As Coach George looks at the development of his girls. And those are growing pains that they're going to have to be able to adjust to.
Right. You know, early on, these girls are getting really good first balls. But, well, I didn't... With that kind of services coming from this lady, Paulina, that's her third already for from the service area.
That's a much better ball. And there, finally, getting another point is Rebisco, stopping the bleeding somehow, but they still trail by 3.
And you can see Nesperos again being consistent from the open.
He's our top scorer right now with 3 points. Majay Baron serving, adding some veteran leadership here to this squad. From the back row.
Great block from Rebisco.
That's where the Philippines can really compete, blocking wise, and there, finding zone 1 empty, is KKD.
And finally, making her presence felt from the back. Good setup by Karl. That's Camille Karl.
That's going to help the cause here of Rebisco. Gonna go for a quick play. A chance here for the Philippines to get even closer. That's gonna get through. Just a little space between the block and the net.
You know that mini-second that they were late from the block? It makes a big difference. You have Hernandez, Aimee Hernandez, now in the middle.
Belova with the serve. Altay up by 3.
Over reception.
That's happened quite a number of times already here in the first set, but the Philippines makes up for it.
Now that's the good thing. You know, they make an error the first, but the teammates, of course, bumabawi naman pagdating sa depensa.
Dito mo, nakabawi talaga si Hernandez doon, trying to make up for that earlier mistake here. This is the block of the set. Kim Kiana D. I go to the pin there and just using the blockers. That's going to be a point once again for Kazakhstan.
A good timing there for Faith Nesperos. But for these girls in Kazakhstan, a little smarter when it comes to that offense.
Well, we know that they have the experience of playing internationally. Back to Nesperos. That time she's denied. Maybe going to the well a little bit too much that time for Team Philippines.
From that last attack, kita mo na yung giggle ni Faith. But the blockers was just right there. Good timing.
4-point lead now established once again by Altay.
A challenge. That's assistant coach Rafi Musuela.
And they're asking for
a net fault.
A net fault is what they're saying. So we'll find out if we can get the challenge on our side. Opportunity also for Coach George to be able to talk to his girls and give them some last-minute instructions.
So this challenge just makes the game more interesting. However, cuts the momentum a bit because they need to wait for the result before they can get back into play.
Pero para siguro sa Pilipinas na medyo humahabol, baka it's a good respite for them.
Right.
And again, you see players from both squads huddling up, trying to assess the situation of where they're at. But right now, the Philippines just down by 4. This 4 is actually the biggest lead of Kazakhstan.
They have to minimize their errors, especially when it comes to the first ball, their reception. Na hindi nila makontrol eh.
Players trying to stay warm. So this 4-point lead could be whittled down to 3 if the challenge is successful for the Philippines.
Well, they seem to be really enjoying, playing, looking at their faces, all smiles.
At parang hindi nga sila kinakabahan sa challenge. Sabi nila,
Right.
saka nakita namin walang fault eh. But let's see what the replay will show. You can see the Team Philippines very loose.
Well, still early for this part of the set, part of the game. A lot of chances, opportunities para makabawi at makahabol.
Well, KKD is the designated captain here. As we take a look at the challenge, was it a net fault or not? Didn't look like there was a net fault there.
Yes.
So there, denied yung challenge ng Pilipinas. So 4 pa rin ang kalamangan dito ng Kazakhstan. Serving here is Kodala. Nice serve from Nadia.
With a little help from the net. Service ace. But there was a big area on that part of Rebisco court.
Nakaluhod na yung dalawang players. And they were out of position for that one. A 5-point lead now enjoyed by Kazakhstan. Quick play, snuffed out. They go to the back row and it's effective.
Good play there for Karl. Karl is the first setter for Rebisco. Akala natin hindi makulangan, but she is doing a great job distributing the balls. Not only in the front, but also from the back.
Well, we know what KKD is capable of doing from anywhere on the court. She scores there her second point. Philippines trailing by 4. Isperas with a serve. That's a good one. It's going to be an ace.
For service ace from Rebisco, Philippines.
Nabulabog yung Kazakhstan dun. Rebisco cutting the lead down to 3. But Kazakhstan still with the lead. And in control of this match. Up at this stage. Much better reception. That's going to go out. And the lead is cut down to 2.
That's a lucky break for Rebisco because there was only one player who was able to read that running attack. Pero lumabas yung bola. So that's 2 consecutive points already.
Mini run being put together here by Rebisco Philippines. We're approaching the middle part of set number 1. Another great serve. That time though, the attack just a little bit too strong.
Same play, running attack, but that was faster. Hindi nabasa yun na Nierva, yung libero. And again, there was only one blocker to cover that.
Altay trying to reestablish another 4-point advantage with this serve. Using the block there, and the lead has been cut down to 2.
That's a good timeout called by Coach George. You know, you can see Belen and it was Nesperos making the points for Rebisco.
Another important point here for Rebisco Philippines. One of the good scorers for the Philippines comes up with an errant serve.
Now, too strong for that serve. But that is their first service error, actually, of Rebisco.
They've been quite clean. Unfortunately, it happened at a very inopportune time. This is now the business end of set number 1. For a first ball. Nice transition there from Kazakhstan, and they'll score.
No, too strong attack. And the dig was not that good. Medyo hindi nahabol dun ni Cal. No, looking at their positions on the court when it comes to their defense, wala talaga sila sa position, so they will not be able to cover the right areas.
Kazakhstan up by 4, 3 points away from bagging set number 1. That's going to help out the Philippines.
But they cannot rely on those errors. A few more points before we reach 25.
Pepito's going to check in here.
Now, based on the roster of Rebisco, Pepito is the second libero. But now she's not a libero. But, of course, additional defense yan for Rebisco.
Good serve for her there. That one just out of their reach. Kazakhstan with another score. Anarkulova there.
And the reaction is delayed already. You can see Belen right there running. No communication at all.
Kazakhstan 2 points away from set number 1. But it's been very competitive. That one's straight to the net, so back-to-back errors on serve will keep the Philippines alive.
Right, those service errors actually helping Rebisco, you know, to gain that confidence and cut the lead of Altay.
But they're going for those offensive, powerful serves. Well, at this stage, they can have a mistake here and there. They're still up by 3. KK Dido has to put this one in, and does.
Good block at the net.
That's going to help them.
Back-to-back points. And that's a great effort by Hernandez. And of course, Nisperos in the front.
Great double there. Hernandez helped out by Cal. Timeout will be called here by Coach Marco. Second and final timeout for Kazakhstan. Their lead has been cut down to 2.
They just need to break that momentum Rebisco is trying to build since though they were able to cut the lead down to 2.
Kazakhstan looking for one more final kick here. The Philippines needs a kick of their own. It all starts with this serve here from Kim Kianadi. Nice look at Kodola. She has been solid here in set number 1. Right back to Kodola. She's dug. KKD sends that a little bit too long, though.
Although she was asking for a check there, but our official says there it was clean.
That's a great dig, though, from Pepito. And as you said, she's primarily in there for defense. And we might have a challenge here from the Philippines. KKD's adamant. Sabi niya, hindi, may touch. Let's find out. And that will remove set point if the Philippines' challenge is successful.
But you can see how, these girls are enjoying playing. But from the challenge,
Doesn't look like there was a touch. It was way high. But you like the challenge, though. I mean,
Yes.
yung challenge, hindi mo naman madadala yun sa second set. So, gamitin mo na.
might as well maximize it.
And actually, with 3 set points, here's set point number 1. Kodola with a serve. She, together with Anarkulova, have been leading the scoring here for Altay of Kazakhstan.
But the libero also is doing a great job when it comes to getting those digs and reception.
Not a good first ball. Nisperos tries to adjust. It's dug there by Beckett. That's pushed too long. Everybody in the venue saw it.
That's correct.
Kung manggugulat ka, huwag mo naman ganun kalakas, di ba? But the Philippines will take it gladly. Belen's gonna check back in.
That's the advantage of having 2 liberos at the back for Rebisco that time. You have Nierva and Pepito. Kayang-kayang basahin yung bola.
Set point number 2 for Kazakhstan. Nispero still aggressive with her serve. And we're down just by 1. Excellent play there from Cal.
What a smart move. And brave one, I have to say, because Altay only needs 1 point. But that one drop ball makes a huge difference for Rebisco.
Well, she saw from the corner for eye there was no one blocking and nobody ready there. Taking advantage. Set point number 3. Can Rebisco dodge another bullet? No, they can't. That serve straight into the net. Still being extra aggressive si Nispero sa kanyang serve. And it's gonna cost them.
Well, not a good time for Nisperos to commit a service error, but we'll see from this first set going to the second how better they will perform.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing
Tempo nila, and it was Kazakhstan setting the pace for our second set.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of our big guns. As you talked about, Maranyo and Manabat could have definitely helped out offensively. Not to mention in the blocking department. Right now, it's a 7-point lead enjoyed by Altay. This is actually the biggest lead that they've had here in the match. Not a good first ball. Will they go for a quick play? No, they go for a back row attack. Philippines still here in this point, though. They should try to take advantage of the fact that Beckett is out. But still, scoring once again is Kazakhstan. And they're up 10-2.
Oh, it seems like it's very easy, right, for Kazakhstan. And that's a Kodola hitting down the line. It seems like she had no blockers at all.
That was a really tight window that she had, but nonetheless, she scored and she found that line. They go to the pin. Another attack. And another point here for Altay. And they're now up by 9.
That's Kodola hitting that cross court this time. towering the blockers of Rebisco. Kaya naman, it's very difficult for Nierva to read where Codola will send that ball.
Philippines is going to ask for a challenge here, calling for a net fault. And Codola, you can see looking over at the bench of the Philippines, shaking her head. Let's see if at this stage, the Philippines grasping for straws. But you know what? Regardless of whether there's a violation or not, I think that's a good challenge because it breaks the momentum still.
That's right, and this gives Coach George ample time to give instructions to his girls and to regroup. Rebisco badly needed that at this part of the second set as they are down here big.
Parang sama ng tingin ni Codola dun sa bench. Sinasabi niya, paano nagkaroon ng net touch eh? Ako naman yung umuopensa ron. Sabi niya, but you know, that's one of the mind games that the coaching staff can actually play. Wherein, yes, you issue a challenge, you stop the play, and despite the fact that you're down by 9, you still break the momentum somehow.
That's correct. And the challenges, can be really beneficial to both teams, right? At this point, they get to take a rest. But if that challenge will be in favor of Rebisco, much better.
Pero kita mo talagang galit na galit si Codola eh. Sabi niya parang nakaka-insulto ka naman eh.
Kasi ang ganda ng palo niya, it was clean. Not even Yeva was able to read that attack.
Let's watch it here. A lot of distance between her and the net. And that's probably what she was saying. How could I have hit the net? That's just grasping for straws, as we said. But nonetheless, I like the challenge.
It's a strategy for Rebisco.
Well, let's see if it works. Let's see if it breaks the momentum somehow. Lamang na ng siyam ang Kazakhstan dito. Rebisco actually with just 2 points. And there you have it. That did destroy and break their momentum. May halong inis na rin siguro yun.
Did win the fever challenge was in for Kazakhstan, but that service error just still gave a point to Rebisco.
Philippines still down by 8. Belen serving here. Coming right back. Just too powerful, that shot.
Now, whether it is from the open or the opposite side, you can see these attackers of Kazakhstan really towering the blockers of Rebisco. Kanina in the first set, our blockers, defenders at the net, able to see, right timing, proper timing. Kaya naman they are able to get scores from that defensive part. But this time, parang wala pa silang nakukuhang magandang atake. And another reception error. Actually, yun yung nawala for Rebisco the second set.
Really powerful serve there. Nierva with some trouble there on that one. Let's see if they try to target her once again.
Oh, it's Belen getting the first ball. Good one.
Much better reception and converting there is the Philippines.
That is the good thing about Rebisco. If they get, of course, a good first ball, Cal will be able to create a good play, even though that's only an open play. But you have Faith Nesperos in front. Hindi natatakot tong batang to eh.
Well, she is the leading scorer for the Philippines here in this match. We're going to need more from her, though. Pretty decent serve. Back to Nesperos. She's dug. Beckett back in the ball game.
Faith Nesperos is already there, seeing that drop ball. But she was a little too late for that.
Pinasok na naman si Pepito.
Rebisco needs defense on the floor. Nierva really also it's a necessity for Rebisco this time. Well, you have strong frontliners, Nisperos and D.
Good serve from Codola. Boy, nobody back there for the Philippines. And taking advantage was Anarkulova.
Now, that is a no-brainer for Kazakhstan having or reading that play already, because Kal's been giving Nisperos most of the sets. Now Kal has to create, plays. Para na malito yung blockers nitong Kazakhstan. You have Kianadi in front.
That's going to work. Dee showing her veteran leadership. She is the designated team captain here. Still a 10-point lead enjoyed though by Kazakhstan at 15-5.
Well, we're not seeing a lot of, quick plays or setting up by Kal, and we haven't seen the Makulangan as of the moment.
Maybe we might see her in set number 3. We'll see. Boy, just too powerful was Anarkulova once again.
Too fast for Rebisco. Hernandez was late from the blocks, giving, a lot of area for the team captain to get that point.
For Kazakhstan, they got a commanding lead here. That's going to go out.
Well, Rebisco committing really minimal errors during the first set, but this time, no, isa-isa nang lumalabas, but they are actually having a difficult time in getting good first balls. Another challenge was up.
This might be the first challenge that the Philippines could win.
Well,
The Philippines are 0-3 as far as challenges are
Right.
concerned, Sheila.
Kazakhstan's not actually used their challenge since the first set.
And there they do win the challenge, because it looked close. So that point will go to the Philippines. Still down by a lot, though. But it's a start. Everything starts with the first step. Nisperos to the serve here. Nabigla yung Pilipinas dahil dito sa second set. Starting with guns blazing.
Yes,
Itong
aggressive.
Kazakhstan.
Correct.
That's a good block. And that is a good attack. They're making it look so simple here now.
Yes, there are not a lot of plays also created on the side of Kazakhstan. But, this is where you can say advantage when it comes to height. Actually emerges, but that is the importance of, timing when it comes to blocking.
Some of the shock troopers coming in here. The team captain will take a break. We might not. (18-7) is our tally here in the second set. As we see the mistake there from Irina.
Well, but this time Rebisco able to get 3 points from that last technical timeout. Still, Kazakhstan is up by 10.
Ka with a serve. Rebisco Philippines a little bit embattled here, but they picked up back-to-back points. No, they haven't. They say that's going to hit the line. Even the entire squad. No, it's a point.
Yes, it should be
Okay.
Rebisco's point.
Nice rally being put together here by Rebisco Philippines. Can they keep it going? see Coach George on the sidelines, so animated.
Yeah, he also gets excited from that good rally and, you know, good coverage for Rebisco. But except that one, when it hit the hand of Baron, Galanza was not able to get that ball.
And some more of the shock troopers coming off the bench. Now it's Zana. With the serve, Isayeva. Just 5 points away is Kazakhstan from taking a commanding 2-0 lead here against Rebisco, Philippines. This is actually day number 1 of our 2021 Asian Women's Club Volleyball Championship. That's going to sail out. Asking for a touch, and I think we're going to have another challenge. Our assistant coaches are quick to the gun. Looking at the challenge situation, we've lost 3, 1-1. If you're counting.
Yes.
Just in case nagbibilang kayo. We were 0-3 until that last challenge. Let's see what happens here.
Confident itong Rebisco na it was touched by Kazakhstan. Oh, that's another yes for Rebisco.
And so now 2 successful challenges has given the Philippines 2 more points. Trying to rise from the grave here is Rebisco, Philippines. Serving is Belen. Offensive serve that time. Goes a little bit long. Balik sa 10 ang kalamangan dito ng Altay.
No, still they are, you know, complacent, chill, you know, playing for the second set, and most girls of Coach Marco already. These are, I believe, you know, the other players from the bench showing some, you know, efforts, and of course getting those points.
Can the Philippines take advantage? From the back row, the left-hander. Nisperos gets that through.
Slowly but surely is Rebisco's points right here, but you know, like what we always say, they need more of that.
Still a 9-point lead though. Very comfortable lead. Majoy Baron still trying to plug away. Boy, that was a chance for the Philippines.
It was almost a point there, but Beckett, the libero, really diligent, you know, in getting those balls, whether it's an attack, service area, and still converted to a point there.
First point here for Meister.
Good adjustment for Kiana D.
Violation is going to be called. That's a net touch from the Philippines. It looks like Kazakhstan's going to cruise through this set here. Nice look there at Hernandez. Kazakhstan just 3 points away from set number 2. Back row attack once again going to the lefty. Running attack.
That's a solo block for Nisperos.
Now a chance here for the Philippines. Can they transition to the middle? Yes.
Well, that is, I believe, first attack from Hernandez getting a point for this set.
Taking advantage of the slow reaction there by the middle blocker. Still a 10-point lead enjoyed though by Kazakhstan. Kim Kiana D with the serve. That was definitely off the touch.
It's an easy point for Kazakhstan.
And some more of the players coming off the bench. Now we have Zinat coming in. Katir Bankova. That's her full name. We'll go with Zinat.
Yes, easier. Second time around for Cal, and it worked. Well, she did also at towards the end of the first set. This time, another point.
At this stage, though, the Philippines can't afford to just trade points. Nisperos serving. Going back to her offensive serve. Good one. That attack just too powerful there.
Mierva cannot control how strong that hit is. You can see she was in the right position, pero sobrang lakas talaga ng atake na yun. Although that set was a bit far from the net.
Set point now for Kazakhstan. They've got 11 set points. Another poor reception. That's going to go wide.
And this set also ended with an error from Nisperos and in favor of Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan now up 2 sets to none here against Rebisco Philippines. We'll be back for the third in just a bit.
Getting stronger, step by step, the clock is ticking.
Serving again is Kodola. Better reception there from Galanza. Nice reaction by the defense. And Anarkulova with a cross-court hit will score. Balik na naman sa tatlo ang kalamangan ng Kazakhstan.
Well, the good thing about Rebisco is that, you know, they were able to read the balls. Nakita yung yung regalo earlier, but it's just that in that last instance, Belen and Mierva, you know, they were not in the position to cover that area of the court, but this time it's favorable for Rebisco as Kazakhstan committing an error at the service area.
Kodola there, masyado lang malakas. Cuts the deficit faced by Rebisco Philippines to just 2. Belen, another one of those offensive serves that we've seen all throughout, handled by Beckett. Back row attack.
Almost a save for Rebisco. Mierva committing that violation at the net.
A powerful shot once again. Just too close. Mierva was trying to time that perfectly.
Right.
Altay back up by 3. Nice serve from Anikonova. Running attack down the line. It's out. Will they challenge? Even our first referee said it was down the line. It was out. That was right from where she saw Nell. They're going to double check. Ball in or a ball out.
Was too close to the line.
But that's right down the vision of our first referee. And she herself said it was out. Let's see what the replay will show. Actually, the first challenge here of the match for Kazakhstan. The Philippines has had a number of challenges already. In fact, 6 total. That's in. Again, well, that ball will really compress because that was off a kill.
Right. Their first challenge and they won.
(11-7) is our tally. Critical stage here for Rebisco Philippines. They needed that one.
Yes, 3 points or for Cal.
She's done that 3 times already.
Yes.
I'm quite surprised. Yung
Successful
depensa
points.
hindi pa nakakapag-adjust sa kanyang pag-oopensa. But it works for Rebisco Philippines. Anarkolova. Look at that shot. That was just well placed.
Yes, it's not one of the strongest attacks that Kazakhstan gave from the open.
You've got to love the game of Anarkolova. Look at her. She saw the hole and she saw the defense was backtracking already. Binigyan niya ng palo na hindi ganun kalakas. This 4 points at 12-8 is now the biggest lead here in the third set for Altay. Team Philippines making sure that there are no slick portions as play continues. Another poor reception. That one straight into the antenna.
That is what makes Rebisco, commit a lot of errors, not able to create those plays because first ball pa lang hindi na nila mabigay na maayos sa setter. And that will give Cal a difficult time, looking for attackers and setting up a great plays.
Much better reception that time. Galanza. Dug by Beckett once again. Beckett has been one of the heroes here for Kazakhstan. And they're able to transition here.
Cal and Baron, are not able to time appropriately those attacks coming from Kazakhstan. Lisperos is checking back in. Kailangan ng atake dito. Offense of Rebisco.
Lisperos was very successful in the first 2 sets. See if she can continue it coming off the bench. Sends that one a little bit long.
Still cold. Well, she's been out for
Denkovic serving. Trying to get her team to second technical time out of the third. That's out.
coming from a timeout of Rebisco. No, that's good for them. Setting up the pace, getting their tempo.
Rebisco trying to bridge the gap here. Make it even closer, and that's not going to help. That mistake from Karl is going to bring us to our second technical timeout. And so far, it has been all Altay from Kazakhstan, laban sa Rebisco Philippines. Philippines still had a fantastic showing in the first set.
On the first day, right, siyempre, lahat sila excited. And everyone, of course, like Kazakhstan. But, Rebisco not being able to sustain that consistency when it comes to their defense and offense. But we'll see. And
asking for a net fault already. Only the second challenge asked here by Kazakhstan.
that's surprising because they get to challenge during rallies.
Well, the thing was before, kasi di ba Sheila, ang nangyayari is tatapusin mo muna yung play.
Before
Tapos
you,
ang hirap kasi balikan eh. Kung tutusin mo yung particular point na yun eh. So now, I guess ang ginagawa nila is nakita nila there was a net touch. And there was. Right before she made contact, Majoy Baron came into contact with the net. So that's going to be a point immediately here for Kazakhstan. Actually, I like that wrinkle better because, you know, that's what takes up a lot of time. Wherein you say, alam mo, during the rally, about the 5th time na tumama kay Majoy, mahirap balikan eh. So once you see the violation, ring the buzzer. It's going to be an ace for the team captain.
First time we're seeing Rhea de Maculangan on the floor for Rebisco. Her veteran moves and leadership is really needed at this part of the game for Rebisco.
Well, at this particular stage, they need to be able to put together some points. A string of points. You just can't trade. Back row attack. It's really just a dink. And that's going to work for KKD.
You can see Disperos and Kiana D switching positions. D is hitting from the open. Disperos now is a utility spiker. You know, that is a strategy because Kiana D is a strong open attacker, a tall player, so she can be utilized as a blocker in front.
Disperos with a serve. Philippines trailing by 8. That's a great serve. She's come up with more than a few of them.
Good
That's
dig,
a great dig
yes.
as well. From the back row, no.
She was just too far. You know, to get to that ball, nasa end line na siya and running sa attack line after getting that dig. Well, she needs to have that, you know, become more faster and, well, that was a little late. She was a little late for that attack.
Anika Nova will check in now. So we see Coach Marco bringing in some of his players off the bench once again. Ufimitseva will be serving. And she hits the net. That's going to give the Philippines a reprieve. Majoy Baron will be replaced by Pepito. We saw this earlier in the first set.
Usual substitution for Coach George because Rebisco needs more defensive players at the back. Kazakhstan has a strong frontliner. Good timing at the net for Rebisco.
They'll need more of that just to stay in this match. That's going to work for D.
Power tip this time for Kiana D.
The Philippines is not going to go down without a fight. D making contact there with the foot. Pepito serving once again. Not the best of receptions from Beckett. Yeah, they're going to give the point here to the Philippines.
For a veteran setter like Rhea de Maculangan, you know, she knows that she's out of position and how to get the score. You know, it's getting using the hands of the blockers of Kazakhstan, and she did.
We go right back to the pin and scoring once again.
Blockers were a little bit late during that attack, and that is taking advantage by Kazakhstan.
They're looking to try to finish this if they possibly can. Here's one of their top scorers, Belova.
She performed actually doing excellently during the whole game.
That's out. The Philippines is going to ask for a touch, and our first referee agrees. Not having to go to the challenge is Rebisco. You like the fact that the Filipinas are still smiling,
Yes.
despite the fact that they're down by 6 and down 2-0. Laban lang.
From their huddle, that's what they shout, right? Laban Pilipinas. And that's what we have been seeing since the first set.
Remember, this is actually the revamped national squad of the Philippines. So we do have two national teams, Sheila.
Yes. The first one we saw, actually, they also had the game earlier. That's Choco Mucho. And this time, Rebisco. It's a combination of veterans and I have to say first-timers in the international competition.
Zana will check in once again. As we have serving is Zarina Sitkazinovina. Kim Kennedy preparing to receive. It goes to Nierva. Running attack. Snuffed out. Again, Beckett was there. Nisperos, dug by Beckett.
Beckett is always at the right position, right area in the court, reading the attacks, whether it's a drop down, rather cross court or down the line. Very hard-working libero, and that's a big help for Kazakhstan, enabling them to create plays.
Lead is now up at 8. Could be 9 here. Quick play. Nice stretch. Boy, we've had great floor defense from both these squads. Nierva gets to that one. Back row attack. Easily handled. Nice defense there from D. That sneaks over.
This is the longest rally, I have to say, that we've been witnessing during this whole game.
That's going to be out. What do they say?
That's unexpected from a lefty, the first lefty, actually the only lefty Kazakhstan has. And, you know, that will actually have an effect on the defense pattern of Rebisco.
That one looked out. But a challenge is going to be called here by Altay. Wanted to make sure that they get that point. What happens? It's in! And Zana's going to pick up that point for herself. Just shows you how difficult it is here for our officials. Ang bilis kasi ng bola.
But the good thing about technology, right? We have these challenges and can review easily if that ball is in or out, or, you know, players committing errors.
Nisperos is dug. That gets through the defense.
Di makulangan, and Hernandez actually too far from the net, too far from each other. And that gives, you know, a huge area for the attackers of Kazakhstan just to hit that ball anywhere.
It is now set point, match point for Kazakhstan. And they've got 10 match points to work with. Zarina, what could be the final serve of this match? Free ball. Quickly, they go to the middle. Back to the lefty.
Good block at the net for Rebisco.
That's going to sneak over. Nisperos to keep the Philippines alive, and they do.
Still, point is on the side of Rebisco that time.
Lumalaban pa rin ng
Yes.
Pilipinas. How many times have they been able to stop Zana?
You know, when you have Hernandez in front, ang ganda ng timing eh. Doon medyo nakakabantay pagdating sa attackers ng Kazakhstan.
Belen and Esperos have been almost always going for the big serves. Now that it is match point for Kazakhstan, does Belen do the same? Let's find out. Belen serving. Keep the Philippines alive here in this match. She took some off that one. Zarina. That's going to be a net fault, going to be asked. Very quick are the assistant coaches here of Kazakhstan. They saw something.
Well, that's crucial part of the rally.
And that just could end this match here, Sheila. We'll find out kung anong hatol. Eagle-eyed assistant coaches here for Kazakhstan. Were they correct in this instance? If they were, that's going to be match. It'll be point, set, and match for Kazakhstan. Our technical team looking for that particular spot. Nonetheless, a decent showing here by the Philippines in their very first outing. This new squad of Rebisco Philippines.
Well, I'm pretty sure our Filipino fans are getting more excited, especially if we see, the other veterans, able to play in their next game. Ang laking bagay yon for Rebisco. Seeing Marano, of course, and Manabat, especially when it comes to the defense of Rebisco, and Micaela Belen enjoying the camera.
And the camera's enjoying her. Boy, they can't seem to find that particular part of the rally.
Even this Kazakhstan girls looking really comfortable.
They've gone to modeling.
Right.
That's Isayeva there, number 9. Is there a net fault? Seems like there was contact. And they say no.
Rebisco is still in this match.
So the Philippines is going to get it. Marco there wondering, looking at the replay officials, because the net did actually move.
Right.
And the ball didn't make contact with the net. Well, nonetheless, the Philippines will take this one. Still alive here. But down by 8. Belen, another serve. It's a good one.
Attack error on the side of Kazakhstan, which we see very rare as part of the set, or actually the whole game.
Back-to-back points put together by the Philippines. They're still alive. And another serve here for Belen. Comes up another good one. Combination play snuffed out. That's touched. And that's going to end this match. A gallant stand put together by Rebisco Philippines. But in the end, masyado lang malakas ang Kazakhstan.
Well, good first game.